It did seem like at the end of the day, the conversation was in favor of Elsiop, but we know that that doesn't matter. You want 80-20s versus Mohamed Light. And Lucas on the other side of it, you saw how well he pulled things together in that Game 3 against Grieco with that Golden Knight freeze NATO at the very end. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff. And here we go. Momo comes out. Looks like they could both be running lava.
Yeah, I mean, we see Mohamed Light shake his head, or nod his head, and then stare directly into Lucas's eyes. It could be the case, both players. Skeleton Dragons, Gob Cage from Lucas, Gob Cage, and Lava from Mo. I can guarantee you Mo is running Lava.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a good call, AC, as it is on the board. And one thing I'm thinking about here is that the analysts maybe not looking for a mirror matchup in game number 1. I don't know if you're really ever looking for that type of thing, so we'll have to see how things play out here. 29-44, 27-15, first little bout in the books.
Yeah, Arrow's always a very important card in Lava mirror matches, so we're going to have to see what the final cards for Mohamed Light are. Lightning, Arrows, the spells for Lucas. Still unsure what Mohamed Light is running on his end.
And a bit of a pause here as Mo sets up the Evo cage. Lucas goes, all right, time for me to drop my first Lava Hound. I don't think we'll see 4 Lava Hounds on the board, and there you go, Lucas just going, wow, of all things that I had to run into, Lightning is out, Inferno Dragon is in, and this is going to be difficult to deal with as this game goes on.
Yeah, Mohamed Light clearly well-versed in this matchup. You want to place the Inferno Dragon as often as you can, going against the opposing Lava Hounds, and then just put your own Lava Hound in front. You're always going to be able to defend, and you're always going to get at least a little baby counter push, and we see it right here, but Lucas going to clean up everything nicely and still have a few things on the board.
Well, you see, we've got 2 kind of X-Factor cards. The Inferno, as you were just talking about in this matchup, and then the other one is the card on the board right now in the Flying Machine. Not a great way to get on top of that Flying Machine and support the Lava Hound in the way that you would like.
Yeah, I mean, you have to assume with double elixir, if you're going same lane, Lucas is always going to be able to win because you have the Flying Machine, the Lightning to snipe the opposing Inferno Dragon. I love how Mohamed Light is approaching this matchup, going opposite lane and then placing his own Inferno Dragon. Let's see if Lucas is going to be able to protect it. Not going to be the case, and that Inferno Dragon from Mohamed Light going to get a ton of value right here.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you're talking about there, AC. Baited out in the opposite lane. Now the push dies on the vine. 1960, 24-04. Bomber now set up on the right-hand side. Now going in the same lane are Lucas and Mohamed Light. We'll see if Lucas ends up letting this go. Lightning comes in. Mo thinks that's a good idea. Ish, I would say by the look on his face. Bomber here looking for some damage. Josh getting a nice shot in.
Yeah, right there. Predictive Inferno Dragon. He places it a full second early in the exact wrong timing for Lucas. Still places the Lava Hound down on the board. Arrow's going to clean up everything very nicely. And, I mean, for the rest of this game, for the entire game, basically, it's just bridge lava after bridge lava, just opposite lanes from both of these players.
1862, 1960, just neck and neck here. Mohamed Light in a slight lead as he sets up Skeleton Dragons on the left-hand side.
Yeah, so it looks like the only difference between these 2 decks is Inferno Dragon and Flying Machine. And I mean, just looking at it on paper, you always are going to assume the Inferno Dragon is just going to be considerably way, way better in this matchup.
And you can see here now Lucas going to have to spend a lot defensively here. Also some guards at the bridge just a moment ago. Pressure guards that baited out Lucas's Evo Bomber, so not going to get any Evo Bomber damage from his opponent's Bomber or Cage or guards.
Yeah, right here, Lucas probably going to defensive Lightning, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Flying Machine taken out by Mohamed Light's Inferno Dragon, but Arrows on defense going to clean up everything nicely. Mo Light now taking the lead by 250 HP.
And using the lava to kite, Mo with a little bit of a smile there. That lava just a hair closer than I think it needed to be, though. Takes a lot more HP off. I think it was one more tile to the left, it still would have kited and maybe not taken as much damage.
Yeah, I really think that's going to be the case, too, and that is a great Lightning from Lucas. Going to take out the Inferno Dragon entirely. Lightning coming down on offense for Mohamed
But no
Light.
Arrows for defense there, AC.
And is that Bomber going to squeeze out a shot? Not yet. But still, with only 30 seconds left, Lucas needs to start playing things at the bridge. Gonna go lava at the bridge, but on the right lane.
Yeah, Desperation Lava there. Flying Machines ends up protecting it, but Inferno's still on the board. Lightning to clean everything up, guards to pull it away. But the thing is, that lava's not gonna be able to get enough damage in 13 seconds. Lucas knows it's over. Mo wins the mirror match with the Inferno.
8 seconds left. Lucas just going to activate the King Tower. Mo Light going up 1-0. And I really... Mom.
Probably an uncomfortable conversation between these two guys after this match is over, regardless who ends up taking the next 2 games. As we see Momo go in with a minor. Lucas trying to catch with a high knight, ends up getting something out of it. So it looks like he might be going to exactly what we just called Magic Archer NATO.
Yeah, and right there, Lucas, the reason why the Spirit Goblins look so odd is because he was just cycling to that NATO. He was 1 card away. He had to place it high enough where the Spirit Goblins weren't going to try and take out the miner, instead allowing the King Tower to be activated. So it looked weird, but there was a very specific reason as to why he did it.
AC, being a former pro, when you look at this matchup, when you talk about probably not having a big spell for Lucas and this monk is a very interesting wrinkle in this equation because of your spears and your Magic Archer. Does this matchup seem can Lucas play through this? Is the monk going to be that much of an X factor, not being able to get on top of the Phoenix as well because you don't have any sort of large spell, you don't have a way to target it other than Magic Archer? How are you feeling about this?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's very close. I mean, really, if you play it perfectly, the reason why all these pros love these minor knight, Magic Archer decks is because you can win against anything. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. If you get them in the wrong cycle, if you cycle correctly, the Ice Spirit gets enough value, you can always win a matchup. But I mean, going against Mohamed Light with the Monk, you know he's always going to be 1 step ahead. You try and NATO the Monk where it goes back to your same side of the arena, so that way you can't have the Crown Tower aggro get on top of it. You know he's just already thinking that.
The NATO back! The NATO back, Knight comes down, gets on top of tower, Monk distracted by the bomb tower, 21-49, 25-65, goes for the catch of the bridge. Lucas knows he got. Look, Momo may not like the damage he just took, but he doesn't forget that he's still a world champion.
Man, the love between these 2 players, it's so exciting to see firsthand. Yeah. I mean, Lucas just smiling immediately. It is, with these top pro players, you know, you're gonna try and predict like 6 different times, and if you even if you only get 1, you know you won that.
Yeah, exactly, and I love to see it here. Magic Archer at the bridge, pulls back the Phoenix. Mo ready though with the Ice Spirit Skellies. I mean, this is absolutely brilliant gameplay from Mo. Problem is, AC, he's focusing so much at the bridge that Lucas is getting a ton of damage down low. So while it might look like brilliant defensive gameplay from Mo, Lucas is doing a really good job baiting things out.
Yeah, so far this Monk has not really been that much of a problem. Lucas, a tenth of a second too late. And that Magic Archer gets taken out, as well as the Spear Gobs. Mohamed Light going to town on this tower.
Wow, and Lucas making a few misplays here, having to use cards that he does not want to defend. Ends up getting the Phoenix on tower, has to use the bomb tower defensively up high, can't get on top of the miner. 18-49, 17-39. Lucas still in the lead here in game number 2 with just under 2 minutes remaining.
Knight to protect, can never allow the Evo E-Spirit or Ice Spirit to get on top of your tower. It's just going to be too much damage. And that's a Monk and a Phoenix on the left lane. That is just one of the scariest pushes you can have, even though it's supposed to be simple to defend.
Just NATO's back that Monk, making sure it doesn't cross the bridge, then gets the Knight up high. No Monk ability in, 1702, 1592. Another miner in here from Mohamed Light, going close to the King Tower. Spear Goblin not on top of the egg. Lucas has to spend more. We got 2 Phoenixes on the left-hand side of the board.
And then the Evo Skeletons on the right is going to put in a little bit of work, and that egg, is that going to be another hatch?
Wow.
Not the case. But Mohamed Light screams into the lead, up by 260 HP. Lucas going to need to start getting some offensive pushes, finally bringing it back just a little bit, but this is difficult for him to get damage.
You guys can see the bomb tower placements from Mohamed Light are fascinating. AC, he gets the lineup with the Phoenix though. 2 shots, 3 shots. Mo does not like that, 967. Lucas now screaming back into the lead.
Going in on offense with the miner. Mohamed Light always catching it with the skellies. The bomb tower helping out as well.
He's not going to NATO here. No, he does. He does. Romo now, Monk's still alive.
Cycling the skellies early. Knight at the bridge on the right side. And I mean, Mohamed Light finally gonna take the lead once again, but there's so much going on.
NATO comes down, Miner on top of the tower on both sides. 851, 795, 802, 746, 744. Lucas back in the lead. Mo takes it back at 697. Pressure in. 13 seconds remain.
NATO offensively plus the log. Can he catch the miner? He does. Can he block this miner from getting 2 shots? No. The miner gets shots on the tower.
Mo gets it. Mo gets it. 406, 481. The Pharaoh stays on top.